Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and we're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. It's the week of June the 10th, 2021, and the current challenge is a 1-week repeat of Dawn of Justice Superman. The required characters are Zod, Lex Luthor, and Doomsday, which are available as gold, bronze, and silver respectively, so a bit of a mixed bag. All available in the store, and all Superman nemesis. So that's actually kind of on point. And thematically, I guess if you're going to win Superman and you got to beat him, you're going to beat him with his arch rivals. So he's got a passive, Shattering Blow. Superman's special attacks have a chance to shatter equipment, temporarily disabling all gear on the opponent. His attack is 1300. His health is 1300. He was last available August 2020. And he's actually a fun antidote to some of those long drawn-out fights when you're down to the opponent's tank that has a bunch of healing gear or reduced damage gear or just something that makes the fight last longer. So what makes it more difficult is that chance is only 40%. You compare that to, say, Claw of Horus, which is a 75% chance. And Claw of Horus triggers every special one. Well, it doesn't trigger every time, but that 75% triggers every time, so there's always a chance whether they block it or not. In the case of this passive, it has to be unblocked for the passive to trigger. So, two disadvantages, but it's balanced out by the fact that it lasts a full minute, whether you tag out or not, whether the opponent tags out or not. Unlike Claw of Horus, where the effect rinses off with tag out. So, why not have the best of both worlds? Use Dawn of Justice Superman with Claw of Horus. We've actually got a video of it demonstrating exactly that. We called it Busting Makes Me Feel Good, which I think was a line from a song, but people have interpreted it a little bit rudely, which I guess is fair. And ultimately, so, some golds have really good passes because they make the team more powerful. It makes it easier to win. It makes fights faster. And some golds have passives like this that are just fun. Maybe it doesn't make your team great, but man, it is so satisfying stripping the other team of all their gears. So this is the 12th challenge in a row that matches a pattern that originally started in May 2020. And we'll get to it more in the store, but despite the lack of a pack, if it follows a pattern for the 13th week, the next challenge character is going to be animated Batman Beyond. This week's multiplayer reward is Astro Force, which becomes Astro Harness. When it's maxed out, the abilities are on any special attack, it applies electric damage over time, dealing 10% of the special damage for 5 seconds. On lethal hit, there's a 75% chance to trigger Power Shield that will absorb damage up to 40% of max health. And when evolved, invulnerability for 5 seconds at health thresholds of 100%, 50%, and 10%. Last available November 2020. We are continuing on track with the 23rd week in a row for the current schedule after we had that quick interruption where we had Ibis Stick instead of Mother Box. So if the pattern holds, next week should be Quick Engine. So we've got this gear, which is sort of the platonic ideal of a defensive gear. It's the same way that Tantu Totem is the ideal of a special specialist, and Overpowered Super is the ideal for basic damage. The first two abilities, it's interesting. First two abilities are decent, but not particularly remarkable, right? 10% damage over time that takes 5 seconds to complete. That's 2% a second, not a lot. A 75% chance to get an extra 40% health is okay, but 75% isn't reliable enough. And if you're hit with a hard enough special, that extra 40% health just all goes away at once. It's not like it's partitioned off for, say, Containment Doomsday, where no matter how hard you hit him, he gets his revive. In this case, if you hit hard enough, it'll take the health plus the 40% that you would have gotten knocked out anyways. So the real ability is the only thing that you get after it's evolved, which is the invulnerability 3 times, 5 seconds. Tanks are basically meat shields that can buy some time for a special specialist to tag out and then wait until they can tag back in, and this buys you that time. One thing to keep in mind when you're using Astro Harness, defense is different, but when you're playing with it, the best slot for your Astro Harness is anywhere outside of the first slot. That way you don't waste your first invulnerability, and you've got control over when you trigger it. So you save it, and as soon as they tag in, they've got their invulnerability. And I gotta tell you, there's nothing quite as satisfying as tagging in your tank with Astro Harness just as the opponent wastes 3 bars of power doing a super on you. Absolutely beautiful. All right, in the store, we've only got the one pack. It's a character bundle, or one unusual pack. Character bundle Suicide Squad. It is $24.99. It was actually $25.99 the last time it was around, August 2020, the same week that we had the Dawn of Justice Superman challenge last. You get Suicide Squad Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad Joker, plus 2 of the 3 Suicide Squad companion gears, or the Joker or Harley Quinn signature gears. The companion gears are only 10% each, and the more common 3.5 star gears are just much more likely. Not bad. It's still not great. Never really a great deal. They don't unlock in your store, and they are not included in next week's challenge. One pack, and now that we've had way more weeks that we've been keeping track of, what's interesting, the pack that's not there, that was there back in that same week of August 2020, there was a Batman animated pack that was $40 Canadian. It had an animated Batman Beyond, animated Harley Quinn, Batman Beyond. Not there now, but I wonder if that's an indication that they're going to break from their challenge pattern. Challenge patterns have never held that long, and 13 weeks is a pretty long run, so I guess we'll find out next week if we can rely on that at all. All right, our Survivor is League of Assassins gear for another week until the 16th of June. Phantom Zone is back for 2 weeks. Fight 62 is still broken. Last weekend's breakthrough was, as expected, Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, and Lobo, so this coming weekend is probably going to be Lex Luthor, Batman, and Doomsday. Link in the description to a Reddit thread started by Devlin16 that goes over the complete breakthrough cycle. All right, moving on to the current glitches. Remember that every working glitch is explained in a video as part of the playlist that you can reach by clicking the eye in the top right corner of this video. They are all tutorials that explain exactly how you're supposed to do them, what to watch out for, and you can follow along and do it in real time like we do. We are, unfortunately for some people, Android only, and actually Android 9.0. So we can only confirm these glitches for Android. If you're on iOS and see a question from an iOS user asking for help in the comments, consider helping out. And we've still got some tips that we've cut and pasted from viewers who've commented about what has worked on their devices. So we'll start with the not working glitches, because if you want the working glitches, go to the playlist. So there's no working glitch for credits that we're willing to endorse. We talk about this in more detail in a previous Season 6, Episode 9 of our P and Q and C and A and T. And if it even still works now, we're not sure about that, because that was on before the most recent update. But the main thing that's worth repeating is that the exploit requires 2 devices simultaneously in one account. Big risk of account suspension. Not worth it to us. There was a glitch for repeated past multiplayer season rewards. It's no longer working. Early season rewards also not working in a way that's exploitable, although every once in a while there's a bug where it happens, but usually not in a way that you get the good rewards, just the really crappy ones. No glitch to get through Phantom Zone quickly, and no glitch that will let you get the free energy without having to watch the video. That was one of the main things they fixed with the most recent update. And that's it for not working glitches. And working glitches, the glitch that lets you play Phantom Zone repeatedly, still working, as is the challenge reset glitch that lets you play it over and over and get the rewards without having to play the higher difficulty levels. This has been confirmed on the current Dawn of Justice Superman challenge, and we group these 2 glitches together because they're basically the same thing. So it's really important to remember that you're going to be resetting the progress on both. Phantom Zone in general takes a lot longer to do, a lot more work. So keep in mind that when you're resetting the challenge, you're going to be getting rid of your Phantom Zone progress and vice versa. In Android 10, we've had comments that you need to re-download more than 1 gig of data. So we've got a comment that we cut and pasted into the description from Tanman Kakde that goes into which files and which folders to move around so that instead of having to re-download it, you're just shifting it around. And there's also a comment from viewer Jonathan Yang on how to reset the challenge on an iOS device. The breakthrough glitch let you play repeatedly, still working. The airplane mode / refund glitch is still working. It's only good for packs with random drops and not only good. It's only good when you don't have to have an internet connection to open a pack. So it doesn't work for the Phantom Zone final reward, even though people on iOS have commented that it does. It doesn't work for us on Android. Time shifting still works in Android for unlimited survivor play and energy recharges. Just make sure you bring your clock back to normal before you finish. Common complaint of people who don't do it properly is that events don't happen when they're supposed to. So case in point would be Phantom Zone. It's back now. People who don't fix their clock often will not have that appear, or even the challenge appear at the right time. And that's it. Last is the one glitch that's neither working nor not working, which is the promotion glitch. And it's still on the playlist because it has not failed us yet once when the conditions were right. And the conditions have not been right for a couple of years, so it hasn't been usable, but it hasn't been broken. So, and that's it. And this is the part where we thank all our patrons on Patreon who've been supporting us. And that's Consul Peasant and Edwoon at the top tier last word, Mohammed Albshaiti at the Your Message Here tier, Shawn Farrell, Daniel Simonson, Aaron Maule, Michael DeVries, Brandon C., Irvin, Ruiz, and Eddydoo supporting us at the credited level, and Chris Wolff, Scarlet, Dani, Awesomegamer 2for1, Pavu RS, Gavin, Mallott, and Isfar E at the gratitude level. And thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Komoda.